Welcome to another edition of SkillsUSA News. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jenny.
We have breaking news. Israel delayed the release of 110 Palestinian prisoners during a ceasefire after 8 hostages were released from Gaza amid chaotic scenes. The Prime Minister's spokesperson Omer Dastri said the delay in the release of the hostages has been ordered to be changed to whenever it is safest for hostages and is guaranteed to be in the next few days. After being shuffled through a large crowd flanked by militants, Agam Berger states that this is proof of the inconceivable brutality. The Hamas prisoners' media office notifies the public that these prisoners are expected to be released Thursday, to include 30 children and 80 high to life sentence prisoners.
On to other news. On January 28th, President Donald Trump announced a pause to all federal grants and loans across the U.S. These grants not only affect citizens, but multiple businesses as well. Without these funds, many of our local governments, healthcare providers, and nonprofit organizations cannot receive adequate funding. Without this funding, many businesses across the U.S. have the chance of going bankrupt. It could lead to major employee cuts, as well as cuts to some available services that these businesses provide. This executive order also affects students across Alabama, as fast food falls under this grant pause, which is a graduation requirement for many high schools across the nation. As of currently, U.S. District Judge Lauren Allican, as well as the White House Office of Management, has rescinded this freeze, but citizens across Alabama worry for their future with federal grants and loans. Continuing with the theme of possible funding losses, small businesses across the U.S. were left worrying over the stability of their businesses after the recent TikTok ban and shutdown, Alabama's very own Joshua Miller being one. Owner of the coffee shop in Opelika, Alabama, Miller's rise to fame by telling Alabama's ghost and folklore stories made a huge impact on his shop, as his influx of customers rose by at least 20%. But due to TikTok's rocky future in the U.S. due to recent national security concerns, Miller and many others fear for the future of their businesses. While some may believe that ridding the U.S. of the app will not cause such a big effect, the numbers don't lie. Over $260 million have been added to Alabama's gross domestic product due to TikTok spreading the word about these businesses. With the stability of over 62% of small businesses in the U.S. relying on the government's decision, these entrepreneurs fear for their future.
In local news, Alabama revises the teacher certification guidelines with new education standards. The Alabama State Board of Education is undertaking a significant overhaul of its teacher certification guidelines, which have not been updated for decades. These guidelines serve as a crucial framework for outlining the essential knowledge that teachers should have before entering a classroom. Superintendent Eric Mackey declares that, as a state, we have an obligation to our children to make sure those teachers are all getting a similar education. Making sure that our kids are being taught the necessary information is the first step into a better education system.
That's all we have for this episode, so make sure you tune in next week for more. I'm Jenny.
And I'm Alex. And thank you for watching.